I'm not just gonna stand here and wait. I wanna just decide what is to be my fate. Alone all by myself, I'm not just gonna stay here and wait.
Good morning, everybody. There's a lot going on today, so we're going to keep this kind of brief. This morning, there was a situation with the Karen Reed case where a juror was accidentally on camera. And we were one of the many people who are restreaming it at the moment. Basically, the juror came in the room without any sort of warning for anybody and walked across the top of the screen. Things went dark. Everything came to a standstill for a couple of hours, and we ended up having to pull our video feed from this morning. We were able to come back later, but that first feed is going to be gone from everywhere and probably going to be permanently gone until either the jury's dismissed at some point, or, they make sure that everything is okay with showing a juror to the world like that. So we are doing our due diligence. We have not been asked to take it down, but we are making sure that's not going out. Apparently we have some new documents in a bunch of different cases. So we're going to take a look at those while we're going through our videos today. And of course, I have nothing pre-planned, as I was just hit with these documents a few minutes ago. Anyway, we're going to dive right into the news for today, and then we'll be back with some comments and a brand new video about Pope Phil II and Hank as the end credits roll on. Long Island audit spoils goose egg streak. We were so close. 2 more days, just 2 more days until the week of goose eggs would have happened. We would have at least temporarily retired this column. But no! A single donation, a single significant donation, and Sean Paul Long Island Audits Riaz took the day and stopped the goose eggs at a record 5 days in a row. Why, Lord? Why do you hate me so? The donation came in to support the Fight Against Tyranny and Corruption Fund and was for a single donation of $100 given to him shortly before a previous issue went live. Not that I think anyone actually reading this article would contribute out of spite just to make me keep writing these articles, but in my absolute paranoia, one of you would slip someone a $5 donation just to keep my torture going. All in all, 100 random dollars to a fund that isn't needed, as LIA is currently rolling in money, saved the day. Since it saved the day and I now have to finish this article, we'll do a quick look at the follies of Christopher Directy Ruff, because you wanted me to continue. Ruff has continued to hide his occasional live streams from the public view after they finish, turning them into single-view events, and overall taking a hit on his YouTube channel as he removes so much participation from that channel. His last few tweets have been about his media company, along with the bounty he's put out for a picture or short video of Gilbert, Arizona Police Detective Marcus Hernandez. Ruff is offering a cash reward for a recent photograph of the police detective, as he claims to be making a documentary about Arizona police departments trying to silence him. In more strange news for Ruff, his recent actions in Reagan Benson's chat room has gotten him in some serious trouble with the red-headed Denver residents. Ruff was timed out for participating in drama, resulting in Benson making the difficult decision to time him out from her YouTube channel. It's unclear what he said to deserve such a ban, but it's notable as he's been all over the place this week with strange activity, which will allow us to highlight the fact that his donations have dried up to his GoFundMe campaign. Ruff's last donation of $125 came some 26 days ago, and his campaign has stagnated at $11,365 out of his $100,000 goal. We will continue to monitor Ruff's activities for feature here, as this column is no longer on the verge of cancellation. Thanks, y'all! As always, if you'd like to keep us from cancellation, we do have a GoFundMe of our own located in the scroll below. All proceeds go to keeping the lights on, eating, and writing new stories for feature here and on ReallyCoolSite.org. De Castro's nonsensical defense. Jose Chile de Castro returned to address his followers on his latest recording from the Clark County Detention Center on Thursday with an extended statement about his appeal. De Castro said that the only reason he was in jail was that he had a bad day at his trial for obstructing an officer and interfering in a traffic stop. He claimed that he was upset and called the bailiff a pig, his lawyer did a horrible job, and that the biased judge had watched his videos. He took no responsibility for his actions before or after his jailing and went into a lengthy statement that a recent court case that reaffirmed the legitimacy of one of the laws he had been charged with breaking would actually help defend him at his upcoming appeal. Cherry-picking from the higher court's decision in the case of Wilson versus the First Judicial District Court of the state of Nevada, De Castro read passages that he claimed would show that he had every right to film the police as a journalist and as a First Amendment auditor. His new defense centered on the word willingly from the ruling by the court, that someone must willingly decide to interfere with a police officer in the course of that police officer's duties. De Castro latched onto this, repeatedly stating that he did not intend to disrupt the traffic stop he was arrested for interfering in, so he must be freed. With victory assured, De Castro felt that he would be freed immediately after his appeal hearing, then pledged to sue the shit out of Clark County, Nevada, for unlawful imprisonment. De Castro went on to say that he had good and bad jailers, and he didn't understand why some of the guards were chill and others would berate and scream at detainees for their entire shifts. The jailed YouTuber finished his broadcast by claiming that he had an idea for a new device to replace handcuffs, and he had sent the idea to his attorney to be patented. Attorney Patrick J. Darcy, a frequent critic of De Castro's videos, seemed to need a drink as he processed De Castro's meandering statement in a video released hours later. Darcy said that his opinion hadn't changed and that De Castro would likely lose his appeal. He reminded De Castro that he had made no mention of the Wilson case in his original 150-page briefing to the appeals court, and must do so in his reply brief before bringing it up at the hearing. While Darcy said he didn't support De Castro, it was more important to clarify the confusing laws in Nevada regarding obstruction of a police officer. De Castro's appeal could do that and bring needed changes to the law if successful. De Castro's appeal is set for July 10, 2024. Regan Benson wins Thursday in Denver. Regan Benson's campaign to show her dominance over police in the Denver metro area continued on Thursday with a visit to a police precinct in Denver's District 3. Benson live-streamed as she was on a mission to retrieve an iPhone she accused District 3 Sergeant Brian O'Neill of stealing last year when she was arrested for recording within a police station. The YouTuber noted that she had sued over the arrest, and as part of the settlement in the case, all signage indicating that filming was not permitted was now removed. Benson pledged that she would live stream as she entered the building and would not cede her rights as she entered the enemy's facility. The YouTuber also warned her viewers that she may face death as she dealt with the police. Benson entered the facility and immediately targeted the woman working the security checkpoint. She questioned why she had to go through security when she was just there to pick up her property. The woman reacted negatively to Benson's planned query and asked Benson to stop filming her after Benson finally submitted to the security check. Benson refused and told the woman she needed a new job as she was not suited for the role of security guard. A second security officer reaffirmed Benson's right to film, and the woman working security left the area to get away from Benson's unwanted filming. Benson was given details on where she needed to go for her appointment to retrieve her iPhone. When a police officer approached her with the phone, he asked for her identification. Benson asked why she needed to show her identification when they obviously knew who she was, because there had been body cam footage of her arrest showing she was the rightful owner of the phone. The police officer sighed, losing patience with Benson, and told her to make another appointment if she was not going to comply with instructions. As he walked off, Benson hurled insults at him in a display of her perceived power. Benson went to the person working reception for the area and demanded a superior or manager of the facility, eventually getting a member of Internal Affairs to take her complaint. As the Internal Affairs officer took her statement, she restated her belief that the Internal Affairs complaints were worthless, as police simply cleared each other of all charges without looking at her actual complaint. She then stopped the officer from making a report. The officer then went to check on the status of her iPhone, returning with it shortly after. He and his superior from Internal Affairs quickly exited the area with smirks on their faces after dealing with the enraged YouTuber. After a brief rant about how the package that contained her iPhone smelled like smoke, Benson exited the building. She proclaimed that she had won the day, as she did not have to show identification and still got her phone back. She then confronted a maintenance worker who was setting up a hose to water plants in the courtyard outside of the police facility in the noon sun before ending the live stream. DeWitt trial on schedule for Tuesday. Despite initial reports that Jeremy DeWitt received a continuance on Thursday, it proved not to be the case as DeWitt participated in his jury hearing and pled not guilty, setting the stage for Tuesday's start of his trial. DeWitt is scheduled to be tried on charges related to his alleged violation of probation and the rules in regard to his registration as a offender in Florida. The Osceola County-based charges are the first of 3 trials expected this year for the police enthusiast, as he is also facing trials for charges in Orange County, Florida, and for federal tax evasion. YouTube channel So You Dated a Police Impersonator is expected to be on hand for Tuesday's trial, though he missed Thursday's court appearance due to a prior commitment. The YouTuber also warned that another YouTuber who had taken a picture of DeWitt within the courthouse on Thursday had been kicked out of the court for filming. He claimed that he would no longer be risking punishment by filming within the courthouse and would instead be armed with pen and paper as he covered the trial. YouTuber PoliceTube's uncle of the Jeremy DeWitt Show by PoliceTube's uncle added that DeWitt's trial is actually going as planned, with the jury hearing leading into an actual start of the trial next week. He noted that DeWitt apparently has declined to take the state's offer of a plea deal that would have seen him serve 9 years in jail in exchange for dropping of some of the numerous charges against him. PoliceTube's uncle had previously reported that there are 2 outstanding charges in Osceola County that DeWitt has not been charged with as of yet. They may result in another trial this year should the police decide to pursue those charges. DeWitt's trial is expected to start at 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. Flashback to June 14, 2023. DeCastro comments on arraignment. Making his first statement since having his lawyer represent him at Tuesday's arraignment, Jose Chili DeCastro addressed recent events while driving and live streaming Tuesday night. The homeless YouTuber claimed he wouldn't address his court cases in the video, then stopped to pull over, claiming to literally single-handedly parallel park before discussing his recent court activity. DeCastro claimed that he hired an attorney to represent him in his arraignment, as he had a previous arrangement in Arizona that ended badly, as he did not have representation present. DeCastro's statement was instantly questioned by viewers, as DeCastro's alleged Arizona arrest does not show up in his well-documented criminal history. The activist would later state that he hired an attorney because members of Team DLZ had concerns. DeCastro failed to detail those concerns before changing the subject and making a statement that he would not accept special interest money when he campaigns and wins the governorship of an unnamed state. DeCastro spent the majority of the remainder of the video obsessing over a Las Vegas Metro police officer who was aggressive with DeCastro in a Monday morning traffic stop and asked him to move away from an active crime scene. The YouTuber threatened to sue the officer, identified only as Sergeant Martinez. The encounter leaving such an impression on DeCastro that he released multiple video shorts challenging and insulting the police sergeant in the hours that followed his broadcast. And that went pretty quickly today. Yeah, we've got documents to read yet. It looks like it's just a bunch of a bunch of judgments from outstanding motions. Looks like Blue Bacon was denied the $10,000 request for sanctions. But I think we already knew that. He does have the $4,500 sanctions. This is reaffirming that, but it looks like Chile has never paid. So I'm going to go through this document tonight. We'll have a full report tomorrow morning in the paper and then here later in the day. Also, there's a motion for summary judgment in his LVMPD case. This one looks to be circling the drain. Chile needs to reply to that one to save any chance he has at the $6 million that he wants to get from the LVMPD, because there's nothing much left here. I don't know what's going on with, I don't know if Chile's officially abandoned this yet, but it's getting close, and we're getting close to taking a little bit of time off for the night. Other than I got to be on Mark the Sarcastic Lawyer's, his, whatever we're calling it now, at 8 o'clock tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on his channels. That's Mark the Sarcastic Lawyer, or Law Student, whatever. It's with Shuggy, it's with Pope Phil, and we're going to go to the closing credits before I bungle that again. Again, if anyone wants to help out, please use the Stream Elements link, because I do have to pay for documents all the time for these things. Anyway, we're out of here. I will see everyone tomorrow at the same time, if I can find which one's my closing credits. Remember, after closing, we do have a short film about Pope Phil and Hank.